Hello, my darlings. My name is Victoria, and this is Veritas Tarot. A little later than usual. I've had lots of readings today. I'm going to do your daily mini reading for you. I'm using my Spirit Song Tarot, my beautiful Spirit Song Tarot, and we're going to see what comes out for you today. For those that most need to hear this message, the cards are flying. If it resonates with you, you're simply remembering what you already know in divine timing, my darling. And if it doesn't resonate, it simply means it wasn't for you at this time. There'll always be a reading out there for you at exactly the right time that you need to hear it. So if you'd like a personal reading with me, all of the details are in the description box below. And as ever, I'm so grateful to all of you who like and comment on these videos. And please do subscribe if you haven't already. It's just a beautiful exchange of energy between us. So let's see what wants to come out. Immediately, we've got the Sun card wants to come out. Thank you, Spirit. What else wants to come out for this reading? Thank you. Got the Five of Cups wants to come out, and the Hangman. So one more card, please. Thank you. And the Eight of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So I'm going to talk about the Eight of Cups first of all. The Eight of Cups is the walking away card. It can be physically, it can be energetically, it can simply be letting go of trying to hold on to something, letting go of trying to control something, just to allow things to be as they're meant to be. And in doing this and letting go, you are in that moment reshifting everything around you energetically, because you are releasing a lot of anxiety, stress, hurt. All of that is sort of modern day fear, and you're releasing it. And you're choosing peace. You're choosing, when we release something and we kind of take a big breath and say, do you know what? I'm just going to leave it and see what happens. There is instantaneously a feeling of relief and a feeling of peace. And that's to show you through your feelings that in that moment, your soul has resonated with that choice. And you're making a choice from that awareness. We make choices all of the time, but when we make a choice that was with the mind but also with the soul, it's a combined choice. Then what happens is we kind of shift the direction in which that choice is a defining moment then for future choices that we're going to make, because we're not resisting what is, we're accepting what is. And the starfish here, it sort of always reminds me, and it's Spirit's message for me about this healing journey that you're on. And it's don't become frustrated with yourself if you feel that sometimes you're taking a few steps back. That's okay. You're meant to. And I mean, not just physically a few steps back, but you might have a lot of ebbs and flows, ups and downs. But the starfish is a beautiful creature that is very languid in its approach. Everything is done at the gentle lull, and it rests on boulders, on rocks within the sea. And we see those as they're sort of symbolic of maybe obstacles or problems that we have in our life. But the starfish just rests there. So just rest where you are at the moment, and just trust that the tide, the change that's happening for you will take you gently. It's carrying you gently. Spirit, the universe is carrying you very, very delicately at this time. And it says here the words quest and renewal. And I feel that your quest to release, your quest to have a change in your life, your quest to understand better what is happening, why it's happening, how it's making you feel, is leading to a renewal of yourself, my darling. You are now not reacting. You're not doing a reaction to something. You are making a choice. You are willing. You're in that space of saying, no, actually, I choose something different now. So you've consciously made a choice from the awareness of self-love for yourself as well. And this is the word renewal is a really beautiful word for you here, because you are removing yourself from the repetition of things before to come into a place of renewal, regeneration as well. So just take your time is Spirit's advice for you at this time. If you are being pushed to do things and it doesn't feel right to you, just say no at this time. If it feels better that you are just on your own at this time, say no to company. Just prod your feelings, be honest with yourself. Don't do things at this stage to make other people happy. The most important person for you at this time is you. And what we have here, and I've got 3 cards for you here. You've got the Sun card. And the Sun card, my darling, and it's with the Hummingbird. The Hummingbird is a message about in the letting go, in the acceptance of what things are, in not trying to force something or change something or hold on to something. You are allowing your growth. You are allowing huge changes to happen for you. The Sun talks about, you know, we recognize the Sun as something that's about happiness and joy, but it is in this instance for you about the deep healing that is happening, because the Sun represents the inner changing, that what is happening in the dark. Just like seeds grow in the dark in the soil, they need the sun to help them grow. So this is a card to talk about what is happening for you. And although you may feel kind of like the hummingbird sort of just hovering at the moment, remember that the hummingbird chooses to do that. And the hummingbird, and I've talked about this before in readings, focuses on that, what is in front of it, what nectar is right in front of it. So it is a reminder, my darling, about focusing at this time, which is really going to help you on what you are grateful for. And that can be lots and lots of wonderful things that are not so much there on the surface level in your life, but other things that you have shifted into or shifted away from. But because the Sun is here, it talks about, Spirit talks about the fact that this is hope. This is to show you, because of the choices you've made about healing and regeneration and renewal for yourself and moving away from something, it is saying that your future is joyful, your future is bright. It talks about blessings. And then we've got this hope and readjustment card, which is the 5 of Cups. And this is the Firefly, the gorgeous Firefly. And so Spirit is telling you to trust, to have hope, that the 5 of Cups card normally is about people looking at things and having some nostalgia and some regrets, and the hummingbird can sort of talk about that, about memories as well. But it's a card to remind you that just because you can't see it, it doesn't mean to say that things aren't working out for you. So things are not always as they appear to be. And that behind the scenes, within the darkness, there are things that are, and it's like the 2 of Cups in the 5 of Cups card that the person can't see. There is something there waiting for you as you go through this hope, as you go through this readjustment stage. And it's the promise for you, darling, that if you continue to do this releasing for yourself, you will find within you, just like the Firefly, the light within the Firefly, you will find that connection within yourself. You are allowing now yourself to step into your aware state. You are allowing yourself to not, because you have chosen not to react anymore, but to renew. You're allowing yourself to step into a state of awareness that's going to bring you more connectivity within yourself. And it's going to allow you to transform the sorrow that you are feeling into something that is going to transcend what you feel you could be feeling in the future. So that sorrow is necessary at the moment in order to feel the feelings that allow the shifts and changes and release of hurt that is going to happen for you. You are learning from what has happened. And what has happened has been necessary in order for you to evolve, because you see, when we are in situations that are not good for us, and we know that they're intrinsically not good for us, or relationships that are not good, but we try and hold on because for fleeting moments here and there we feel really good, or we're trying to recapture how it was at the beginning, there does come a time where actually, if we're really honest with ourselves, we aren't really happy. We're not happy. And then actually we're just playing at the happiness, and we are living in an eggshell state of being, which is causing a huge amount of anxiety, and it may cause lots of physical things as well, because we're looking always for the reassurance. We're looking always for what used to be but isn't there anymore, in terms of how we see it within our mind. And what Spirit wants to remind you is that you are love. It's not about looking for love. You are love. You are source energy experiencing itself. Source energy is love. And therefore it's about finding that connection within yourself, understanding that you are the source of your happiness, you are the source of your joy, and it brings you into such a place of connectivity with Spirit, that actually, when that connection with yourself, with source energy, is so powerful and so there, and you understand it, nothing else can really ever hurt you, because you're standing within your truth, you're standing within your awareness, and you are, this is in the center of the reading with the Firefly. The more and more you connect, the more and more you meditate, the more and more you allow things to be as they are, the more it's renewing you, it's shedding and it's renewing for you. You have got the Hangman here. So this is about having patience, and it's about looking at things from a different perspective. Now, the word patience is an interesting word, because patience is temperance, and temperance, it's about doing things in moderation. Okay, it's about everything that you're thinking, everything that you're doing, what you're feeling. Just be calm about it. Just do it all in moderation. Try not to get yourself too caught up in it, and just sort of almost come into that. Imagine yourself like the starfish, just sitting on that rock, just chilling, just watching the world go by. It's about peace. It's about calmness. And I talk about this a lot, but it is the most powerful thing you can do, about seeing things from a different perspective. It's about not being of the mind, but observing the mind, observing your thoughts at this time, and catching yourself if you find yourself going down that rabbit hole with all sorts of scenarios and questions and beliefs that you're telling yourself. Just detach and observe what is happening for you. Observe things that are being said to you. Observe your own thoughts. Observe in the stillness, when you're not overthinking, what comes in for you, and trust what comes in for you, because if it resonates, if it feels like truth, it is truth. It's source energy. And that, when we step out of the mind and observe the mind for what it is, and the mind is a wonderful, wonderful tool that we have, but it can be controlled by our ego, which, as I've said many times, is our conditioning, it's our programming that is part of us. And once we start to be aware of that programming, we start to be aware of our conditioning, we start to be aware of our triggers, then we're actually beautifully in control of ourselves. We're not actually controlling anything, looking to control anything outside of us. We're actually controlling our reaction and turning it into a response. And once we step away from the mind and the thoughts of the mind and start observing, we also are allowing, within that awareness of stepping back, we are allowing source energy, we're allowing our soul, we're allowing our intuition to step forward. So all of this time now, and this is Spirit is saying, just be gentle with yourself, just be kind with yourself. Choose things that bring you peace, choose things that bring you just that calmness at the moment. And all of that is going to bring you a shift in a perspective and understanding about what is happening. Let all of your worries, your problems, hand them all over to the universe. Say, universe, God, whatever you want to call it, I'm handing everything over to you. Thank you. Thank you for taking care of this for me. Thank you for telling me at the right time for me what the answers are. Thank you for whatever is happening behind the scenes that I don't need to worry about at this time to help this situation resolve itself. Thank you for the peace I shall feel in letting go and trusting, letting go, letting God. Because when we try and fix things, I'm afraid we tend to have a habit of messing things up. That lovely analogy of the kitchen with the universe being the mummy preparing the food, and she's doing it beautifully and it's perfect and it's going to appear at exactly the right time for her child, but her child wants to help, and because the universe loves her child, she says, of course you can help, darling, knowing that it's going to be messy and it's not going to be quite the same. So just remember that analogy, and when you find yourself about to do something which you just kind of know is pulling on the situation, just step back and say, is this my ego reacting, or is this my awareness responding? Is this my ego reacting or my awareness responding? I'm going to pull you one more card on this. I know it's a little bit longer than usual. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you. Another card for us. Oh my goodness. So of course you have, my darling, you have got just there's 3 cards that have come out, but I'm just, 2 of them are very the same. The 4 of crystals, which is the 4 of pentacles, which is about releasing control. Okay, releasing control. It is not, although you think it's going to make you secure, feel secure, it's not. It's making you feel insecure. It's making you feel anxious. It's making you feel worried because you are resisting what is. And the beautiful beaver here that it's like the architect, isn't it? After humans, the beaver is considered like the architect of the landscape because it can change things by building its dams and everything. It changes the way the water works. It changes the way emotions flow, but everything is temporary. And so what Spirit is saying here, just remember that whatever you build in the natural order of things and the natural flow of things, some things will leave your life. And the beaver doesn't get upset when its house is destroyed. It just goes and builds somewhere else. So it's asking you to be in a place of trust at this time and not forcing anything, just take a step back at this moment in time and observe everything. And just like the beaver swimming, allow the water, the beaver's got quite an oily fur, hasn't it? Just allow a lot of things to flow over you. Just don't absorb them at this time. Observe. Thank you, Spirit. Observe, don't absorb. I think that's going to be the title of my reading. Observe, don't absorb. And it's a reminder to do everything from a place of trust, not a place of fear. And then you've got the Emperor, which is, again, it's got this whole thing about stability. This is the cougar, and the cougar observes a great deal. But it's a reminder that if you rush forward at this time and do things, you could damage the delicate threads of what is happening energetically in the universe for you at the moment. And you might break those threads. And just trust that everything is as it should be so at the moment. Okay, my darling. And then you've got this wonderful transformation card. This is the death card. So this is the cicada. And so this is the end of the release of a lot of conditioning, a lot of programming. It's the renewal card. It's the rebirth card. It's a complete shift and change of perception that you have had to what you are having now and what you will have. And it is kind of like the death of the ego reaction into the awareness state of responding with so much understanding, so much compassion, and so much self-love, because you are the universe experiencing itself, and you have on tap all of that source wisdom if you were but to choose it. And you just have to say thank you. I'm wanting to connect, I'm wanting to tune in, I'm wanting to tap in. Thank you for the insights coming to me, and I am going to sit back and observe and relax and just be at the moment. And then at the bottom of the deck you have the Two of Cups has come out for you, and look at that peace and harmony. These two, I've got 2 of these dove pigeons here at home here. So this card is after this death of the ego into this rebirth. You have got something that's happening that whatever connection, whatever relationship you're thinking about, this is about a relationship that's going to enhance because of your walking away energetically, not wanting to fight all the time or react all the time. It's about deepening the bonds, and it's about being in tune with not fear, but the power of love. It's in tune with the healing powers of love. It's about you working towards your self-love as well. And it's about understanding as well that when you honor yourself with self-respect, when you take care of yourself and you have self-love and boundaries, and you learn to say no, and you learn not to surround yourself with people that make you feel anxious and fearful, you know, what happens is then your energy shifts, and actually it sends out a message, and then those will respond with the same way that you're feeling about yourself. But there is something with this Two of Cups, and it's the word union. So this is something to do with two souls coming either back together or enhancing a bond between them. And it is one that is mutual and it is caring. So I hope that has helped. I think I did a love reading yesterday, so maybe this is an extension of this. But just, my darling, let go of your persistence at the moment and just allow things to be. There are various things the universe wants to just iron out for you, and it can't do it while you're trying to tackle the iron yourself and you're getting the ironing board out yourself. It just wants to iron it out quietly behind the scenes. So just step back and start watching. Okay, my darling, I hope that has helped those that's come to the reading and it's resonated with. I look forward to doing another one for you tomorrow. And I've got 2 last star sign readings to do. I've got Libra and Aries. So I hope to get both done tomorrow. If not, I'll do one tomorrow and one on Saturday for you. And then I'm going to start my summer readings, which is just wonderful. How lovely to be able to say those words, summer readings. Listen, have a beautiful afternoon, evening, wherever you are. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. So much love, my darling. Bye-bye.